Because, sorry about the bad audio, sorry about the crappy webcam, but I'm actually on the Gold Coast this week, and I was going to record all this on the iPhone. It'd be nice, HD 16:9, wonderful. But it would have taken me an extra 3 hours to edit, upload, and put onto YouTube. So, because I'm wireless and everything else, I'm just going to do it on the webcam. Because one of the conferences that I'm at here is the PISA, the Professional eBay Sellers Alliance conference, all about e-commerce. If you are into e-commerce and you're not at this conference, you are mad. Come next year. Anyway, I'm running a bunch of workshops and different presentations and stuff. And one of the ones I'm running is on video marketing. So I'm going to use this as a bit of an example, basically, of how you can just record video on the run. But what I wanted to talk to you specifically about today, oh, by the way, the hashtag, if you want to follow the internet conference over the next few days, PISA, it is PISA13 on Twitter. The website is internetconference.com.au. What I want to talk to you about this week, of course, though, is Penguin updates. Oh my God. You know how usually I say, well, when Google does an update, our clients, they always do really, really well. And this time there's a couple that haven't. Not our fault, though. What's happened is that some of our, about half a dozen clients who have used previous SEOs or have done the SEO themselves and have participated in all these sorts of different link schemes that are out there. And you may come across some of them yourselves where there's at least half a dozen different pieces of software out there that get promoted on a regular basis about how to get backlinks, and it's about generating fake content and generating fake backlinks and then interlinking all these things together and all this sort of stuff. I feel like I'm rapping. Sorry. Some of our clients have been in that category and they've come to us after that other stuff hasn't worked. What's happened with this update, though, is, as Matt Cutts predicted last year, jarring and jolting for a lot of SEOs and a lot of businesses out there. The reason it's jarring and jolting is because if your site was participating in those sorts of link schemes, you not only would have lost the value that those links were giving to your site will actually now be penalised. We're seeing it. It's brutal. If you were doing some backlinking that, you were just putting up generic blog posts all over the place and on sort of rubbish sites where there wasn't sort of a scheme that Google could detect between all of this stuff that was happening, it was just something you were doing, you will lost the value of those links, but it's not likely that you would have been penalised as such. You may have dropped a bit. What you can do in that situation is go and remove all that old stuff, and you might find that you come back up a few spots. If you're in one of these link schemes, and if you've ever used software to build links, you'll probably be in one of these categories. You may have a problem. If you can't remove all the backlinks, and I know it's difficult at times to be able to do that if you've gone through a third party or whatever, and you can't contact these people to get them removed or whatever, then the blunt tool that Google has to use is the disavow tool. I have mixed emotions about using that myself, and that's really the only option you have to try to get rid of those backlinks. The other thing you can try to do is now try to build some really good backlinks fast. Go and write an article about something that is industry specific or category specific to you and get it up on a really, really valuable website somewhere, or have a really, really valuable website linked to your piece of content on your site that is talking about that thing. That can work, but you're still going to have this penalty, so you're still digging yourself out of a bit of a hole, as Matt Cutt puts it. The other thing that you could do is build another website. I know, harsh. When we see changes like this, you can battle on for months trying to fix these things. And you may eventually, but my recommendation would be to have a parallel strategy, a parallel plan. Start thinking about another domain name, start thinking about another site, get it built, look at it as an investment, as an insurance policy. But this is a brutal update for sites that have participated in those sorts of pieces of software out there. And I'm thinking specifically of ones that you'll see get marketed on Twitter and those sorts of places. And they're like the SEO tool of the month. And if you've bought one of those and used those, and I'm not talking about monitoring tools, I'm talking specifically about tools used to build backlinks. If you've used one of those, it's going to be hard for you to come back. If you can remove the links, remove them, as I say, but the best bet is to, unfortunately, probably use the disavow tool. That could take weeks to months in itself for Google to go and realise that you're disavowing those links. Whether that's going to work or not, there's no guarantee, and I have my doubts about that actually working as a strategy. I think you're better off getting some more good content on your own website and then sharing it with sites that are related to your industry, and hopefully getting them to link to your site because their audience needs your content. That's what's happening with Google Penguin 2.0. Pretty. And if you need help, you've got questions, just remember, just send them to askjim@stuartmedia.com.au and we'll do our best to answer them. If you've got some bright stories, some good... Look, Penguin 2.0, just quietly, was fantastic for our own website. Marvellous. I say it quietly because I know there's a lot of people that are hurting right now. But for us, there are a couple of SEO-related phrases that we don't actually chase, we monitor. And the reason we don't chase those phrases is because we found in the past that that's not our market. Our market's more corporate, and they're not just seeing who's number one for SEO this week and going to that person. We work in a different way to get our business. But it's great bragging rights. I don't dismiss people who are number one. I know what they've done, and they've done some fine work, or well, to get there anyway. But we've come out of like 70 or something to number 11 or 12 for SEO. We haven't done anything. So that tells me there was all these web pages above us that Google's just gone smack. And that's how brutal this thing is. For a phrase that we don't focus on, that's highly competitive, for us to go from like 70 to like number 12 or 11 or something is insane. But if you've had problems, send an email. If you want to do it in public, we'll answer it in public, on the blog, on YouTube, on Smart Company. I respond to all of those things. Leave a question. If you've got a story you'd like to tell, leave it there. On YouTube, don't forget to leave a question there. Or, hey, give me a thumbs up. I love them. And we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.